Welcome to Storyteller, a profile series highlighting the dreams, journeys, and achievements of our students, alumni, and supporters, presented by Doyon Foundation.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. In this episode of Storyteller, we're here with Angelica Baalam, a Doyon Foundation alumna. Angelica graduated with her bachelor's degree in nursing from Western Governors University in spring 2022. Thank you so much, Angelica, for joining us. I'll start with the first question. Tell us a little about yourself, where you grew up from, family, etc.
So my name's Angelica Baalam, but everyone calls me Angel. My mom is Jackie Baalam. My dad is Oscar James. My grandparents is Randall and the late Randall Baalam, the late Rose Baalam, the late Winston James, and Mary James. My family comes from Birch Creek, Wirgwichin, Athabascan. That's where I grew up. So I grew up there until I was a teenager. And then I've lived in Fairbanks. I've lived in Norvik. That's where my sister lives. And then I went to Mount Edgecombe High School in Sitka. I'm an RN. I've been an RN since 2016. I've worked at ANMC and moved back to Fairbanks, and right now I'm with Canada Chiefs Conference.
Awesome, thank you for that. Next question, and we talked a little bit about it, but if you want to add anything else, feel free to. Tell me a little bit about your educational journey. What school did you graduate from? What degree did you receive? And when did you graduate?
Okay, yeah, so after I finished school at Mount Edgecombe, I entered UAA and went through the pre-nursing. I finished that with UAF, all my pre-nursing classes, and then I got accepted into nursing school in Fairbanks, but I wasn't ready, so I continued with the Matsu College in Palmer, and I went to nursing school there with 7 other people, and that took 2 years. It was good for me because, like, if I was home, like in Fairbanks, I think I would have felt obligated to hang out with friends and whatnot. So I was homesick a little bit, but it really made me like study, because that's all you have to do is study. So that's okay. And it really prioritized my relationships and like who I wanted to cherish and spend that time with. So it was good. It worked out. And then I graduated December 2016, got my associates in nursing, and then started work a month later in January at ANMC. And then just in 2020, when COVID was going on, I started school again with Western Governors University. I had the time and I was able to do that at home, and it took me about a year and a half, 2021. Yeah, about a year and a half, and graduated this year in February. And that was different because I was working and I have my son, and it had new difficulties that came along with it.
For sure. Well, congratulations on your graduation. That's always exciting.
Thank you.
And why did you choose that field to study?
I was always really interested in healthcare, and then in 8th grade, somebody asked me what I wanted to be, and I just said a nurse, and I kind of stuck with it, and I found new reasons along the way to add to why I wanted to be a nurse. So at first I thought, oh, it's a good job, I like healthcare, and then I was a CNA, and I like working with the elderly. And then later on, I said, well, I really want to work for Alaskan Native and Native American people. And then when I worked at ANMC, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. went back home to Fairbanks, started working at Chief Andrew Isaac, and it really reflects the community, and people are so thankful to see like another Alaskan Native when they come in. So, and just having that like communication, like I know what they're talking about. So I just keep adding reasons like all the time.
Right? It's important to have. Okay, next question. What are you doing now, and what do you hope to accomplish through your career/work?
So right now I'm working at Chief Andrew Isaac in the urgent care department, which is a very busy department. We get a lot of sick people. It's only temporary, but my primary job is working with the detox, our detox center here in Fairbanks. It's currently closed. It recently transferred to TCC. I'm going to be the lead RN there. So whenever we have enough staff and that's situated, I'll transfer back over there, and we help people in the community and all over Alaska who has alcohol use disorder, opiate use disorder, methamphetamine use disorder. And it also comes with behavioral health problems, mental health problems, helping them get into treatment, making sure they have a safe place to withdraw. If you have alcohol use disorder and if you've had seizures before, that's really dangerous. So we make sure they have a safe place to stay while they're withdrawing safely. And then just helping them with any discharge plans that they want to do and getting the treatment. So I just want to do that the best I can, and hopefully get enough staff so we could make sure our beds are always full consistently, and just doing everything safely and for everyone in the community, not only just Alaska Native.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, next question. How did your education help you get where you are today?
My education, well, I not only had education with the school system, like high school and college, I had education, you know, through just listening to elders, listening to my parents, my grandparents. So I've lived in Birch Creek, I've lived in Fairbanks, I've lived in Norvik, Sitka, Anchorage, Palmer, and Wasilla. So I've also had that experience of living with different cultures and working at ANMC. So I've had experience and learning from people who remembered the flood in the 60s in Anchorage, or the earthquake, and then multiple floodings throughout the years along the Yukon River. So I've met almost probably all the different cultures in Alaska. So not only education-wise, but culturally, it's important to know about the Inupiat, the Unangan, the Tlingit, Inupiat, Yupik, everyone, and just the different language and cultures, communication styles, what they believe in. So I felt like that was really important to know, and just to listen, sit there and listen and just ask questions, and because they're there, you know, we're here, and I want to be a person that just respects that and say like, yeah, you're who you are, and I want to just help you in the healthcare system, and hopefully I can help.
Awesome. Yeah, that experience is invaluable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question. What was the biggest challenge you faced in your educational journey, and how did you overcome it?
So educational, in my early education, middle school, elementary, middle school, high school, it was really hard because I felt like it's really colonized and like westernized education. So it was hard for me like that, because it was like, you have to do this and this. And growing up, I was just kind of taught like, you need to listen. So I would listen, but like, early in my education, it was like you have to do things a certain way. But then in college, it kind of got easier. I made myself, when I was living in Palmer, I really made myself learn how to study And it was really important to know what I need to know. And I still use that like listening skill. It's really important to listen to your patients and all these different cultures, and like knowing that they have certain, sometimes a detox, you know, or even here at urgent care, sometimes people have that background of mental illness, and that you really have to listen in a different way. Look at the whole picture and not just one angle. So, yeah, I hope that answered that.
You did great. Okay, next question. Do you expect to continue your education in the future? If so, what are your plans?
Yeah, I really want to get a master's in the nursing field, but not right now, because I feel like I won't absorb as much, because right now I'm going to be learning in my new role as the lead RN over at Detox, and just helping my coworkers, helping the patients. And I don't know how much it's going to change with being under TCC. And then I feel like maybe in about 5 years, I think I'll be really open to like learning and asking questions and wanting to know things in like a different role. So I'm not really ready to go to school yet, but I know I probably will be in the future.
That's awesome. Okay, next question. Apart from school and work, what other activities or community involvement do you enjoy?
So I like being involved with my tribe. I served a couple terms of being a council member with them. I've been involved with the Alaska Native, or the Native birth workers. They're located in Anchorage. So I've done like doula training with them, and stayed connected with them. Right now, I'm gonna go to the White House Tribal Nations Summit. I leave tomorrow to DC. One person from every tribe in the US is attending for a 2-day meeting. Subsistence-wise, I love going fishing for red salmon and kenai. It's like my favorite. Moose hunting every year in September. I go to Birch Creek and go moose hunting. Cranberry picking. I spend a lot of time with my family. All sorts of things. I try not to be too busy. I like to do stuff outside as best as I can, and stay up to date with my career.
That's awesome. Self-care is important, and all those activities are very, very important. Okay, next question. What role does your culture or native language play in your life?
It plays a big role in my life. I took a couple classes with UAF on our language. And last year, my son was in the language nest daycare, and they only spoke in with him. Unfortunately, they had to close with low staffing, but there was 4 kids there that attended that school, and I still try to be active in my language and refresh my memory and learn new things and ask elders how to say certain things. So it's really important to me. I named my son Anjit, which means it's sparkles, it's shiny. My nephew is named Netfanerohada, which means lightning. So it plays a role in my life.
Awesome. I hope you keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, next question. What kind of support did you receive from Doyon Foundation, and how did it help you as a student?
I received support, like financially. I received scholarships, which really helped. during nursing school, I didn't have to work full time. I usually worked seasonal or part time, and that really helped me because of the amount of studying I had to do. And I felt really fortunate in that, because it's really stressful to go to school full time and go to work full time as a young adult. And I got to really focus on my studies. I also found it really supportive too, because Doyon would come and visit UAA campus. So I thought that was so awesome to have that person-to-person like conversation, and having them help with my application and just sending email reminders. And now they do text reminders, and someone's always available to talk when I call Doyon Foundation. So that's really awesome. And I always enjoyed those activities. I think it's like the fall semester kickoff, like the come and eat and all that. So that's so awesome. It's a really good program.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to do more in-person activities. So we're restarting that. Prior to COVID, we had a graduation ceremony, we had student dinners.
Yeah.
What else? I know they started doing Zoom things like informational sessions if you had questions, like specific questions over Zoom. I think they're going to start doing those in person. Dropping off finals week snacks at UAA and UAF.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, we're gearing up for restarting all that stuff in person. We're excited.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Do you have any words of advice or encouragement for students today?
So I would just say to for scholarships, like apply for scholarships. And sometimes it's kind of daunting, because once you look at one and it asks you for 10 different things, you're like, whatever, I'm not going to do that. But you'd be surprised on how many people don't apply, and you probably have a chance to get that scholarship. You just need to print off the requirements for like 5 scholarships, or maybe even like 3. See what you need, put that in a binder, your copy of your tribal card, BIA card, make an essay. If you live in Alaska, if you're Alaska Native, like it's so easy to make an essay. You know, not everyone lives in a village, not everyone is raised by their grandparent, raised around a different language. You could really make an essay and just make yourself stand out, and then just print off everything that they ask for, and then just send it in. Make sure somebody looks at it first, at the essay, if you need something else, and then just apply for scholarships, because they really help, especially if you're going to school out of state or tuition is high nowadays. So I would just recommend to apply for scholarships. Make sure you have mental health needs put first too. It's stressful being in school, being away from family. Make sure you have a good support system and you're sleeping enough. Don't be too hard on yourself. Oh my gosh, there's so many people who are like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get this, or da da da. It's like, you're doing the best you can, and you're doing it for a good reason. Education is really important.
It is, and that's all great advice. Thank you for that. I think this is the last question. Is there anything else you'd like to mention today?
I just want to say thank you, Masich Ho, to Doyon Foundation for supporting me and getting to me where I am. And hopefully I'll get to use Doyon Foundation again in the future when I'm ready to get my master's. And if there's anyone who's in pre-nursing or a nursing student that wants to reach out, you're welcome to. I'm always happy to help nursing students. Good luck, and yeah, just thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Angelica.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
For more Storyteller profiles, visit doyonfoundation.com/storyteller.